board. Let's see if I can get this over there. And I'm going to do a little bit more drawing on here today. So if you've got your paper out, this is the self-conscious. We are all three of these levels of consciousness. This is the self-conscious. This is our current thinking, deciding, choosing mind, this me that's talking right now. It's our ego. Some people call this the ego. It's based in polarity. It's our identity. It's our name. It's who we relate. It's how we relate to ourselves is our identity in this world. It's our main personality. It applies logic to everything. How many of us overthink stuff? It applies logic. It's our separateness. In this polarity, it's our separateness. Good, bad, right, wrong, light, dark, up, down, all of that. And this isn't bad. It isn't bad, and we're not broken. I don't know if any of you saw the video I did yesterday, because that commercial pissed me off, but it's on my Facebook page. We're not broken. This is good. We have to experience polarity to experience our life. You can't know love without knowing sadness or loneliness. You can't know, unfortunately, you have to know hate to know love. You have to know pain to know wellness. You have to know, this polarity of everything, like the yin and yang symbol in Chinese medicine is the same thing. It's showing that polarity. And in that, when they have the little white circle here and the little dark circle here, in that, it's still a piece of everything. So anyway, so the goal of the self-conscious is for us to live our best life possible. And we can't just be one side of polarity. It doesn't work that way. We have to have both. If we don't have this polarity, just like how we set up the structure in current reality and desired reality, then we don't have a pull. We don't have a pull anywhere. Okay, so anyway, so you can fill that in, that's that. Then we go, I'll say we move up to the unconscious. The unconscious is based in feelings, and it's all about balance. So I drew this is a balance point, where this, I wanted to put this in. So this is where, this is where oscillation is. So this is where the pendulum is. Good, bad, right, wrong, light, dark, what we want, what we don't want, and it swings back and forth. Yeah. And it's not a bad thing. We have to have it, but we don't want to create from here. I guess that's the point I wanted to make. We don't want to create in this state of oscillation. Okay, so then we're going to move up to the unconscious. The unconscious is limited. It's about feelings. It's about safety. Its goal is to keep us alive and safe as long as possible. It's all our automated processes. It's balance. Yeah, and you can, again, it's trainable. It's trainable. So it always says yes, and it believes what we tell it. And again, that's when we come back to our beliefs and what are we telling ourselves every day? What are we telling our unconscious every day? And then we move up again to the superconscious. So this is infinite. This is infinite. It's source. It's the code of information. It doesn't have polarity. It doesn't care. It doesn't know dark, light, right, wrong. It's pure creation. Its goal is creation, and it's not affected by all our stuff. It's not affected by trauma. But this provides instructions. Okay, it provides instructions, and the instructions come back down through. I hope that, any questions about that so far? Let me look at the chat. No. Okay, so that means you're getting it. So the self-conscious choose. The unconscious follows the instructions, and the superconscious creates how you get there. When we're talking about our creation and our choices, and I say, let go of the how. Let go of the how, because, how it might happen, or how it might, cool, how it might create what we want in our life could be beyond our wildest imagination. You don't know how stuff's going to show up or what's the best way. We don't know at this level. I'm backwards. We don't know at this level how that's going to happen, because we're caught up in our thoughts, in our control, and our wanting to know everything. So we've got to change the instruction here, which is why we're doing that meditation today too. We're going to change the instruction here, and the instruction then comes back down into our world, into our self-conscious in our self-conscious mind. So I wanted to draw something else in this chart. I guess I'll use this color. So what happens is, let me find my other picture, is we start here. It's kind of like the DNA strand. And it goes up to our unconscious, right? What our thoughts, what we're telling it, what we want to create. And it comes up to the superconscious, into that field of infinity and of potential and possibility. And then we bring it back down into the unconscious to create the new instructions. Well, the new instructions are created here. The instructions are then back down to the unconscious mind, who's in charge of automated processes and keeping us safe. And then we can bring it into fruition in our conscious world. So I want to go to that next picture. That is, let me share screen again in case somebody doesn't have it with them. Go down to this picture. This is another metaphor, of course, to try to help you understand in a metaphoric way how this works. I drew it again in here, just to start with this morning, somewhere. So I'll unshare my screen now. Okay. Good so far, guys? It's 22 already. Okay. Okay, so if you've got this paper too. So you know how when we talked about oscillation and the 3 levels of how the rocking chair, how we're the same, like we could take the wood from the rocking chair and make it into a stuck structure, and then we could make that into a flowing structure, but the wood was still the material. That didn't change. It's the same. It was just a matter of structure. So in this metaphor too, we're using physical things to explain. So this would be the self-conscious. This would be the unconscious, and this would be the superconscious. So we start down here in the self-conscious. It's our physical reality. And density. It's our density. It's that collapsed waveform. So this is, if we were drawing it again, this would be the self-conscious. Yeah. And then, so now imagine that heat is applied. And we're starting to make our choice. We make our choice, and heat is applied. And as it moves up towards the superconscious, it turns to steam. So we're rising up this way. Heat's applied, metaphorically, and it turns to steam. And that area would be balanced, the unconscious. So it turns to steam. And then we go up further and we get to the cloud. And this would be the superconscious. So this is the unlimited. This is the vapor. So it went from this fixed physical density to these feelings of what we want to bring into the steam, to the vapor, to the clouds. And this is the openness. This is the part of all. This is where change happens. This is change. So this is where the new instructions are created. This is where the creativity of the superconscious goes, oh, yeah, you're choosing this, and this is what you feel, and this is what you want, and how am I going to make that happen? And here's where the new instructions can come in. Because remember, the unconscious doesn't really like to change, and it's going to need new instruction from the superconscious to do that. So then imagine it starts coming back down, like I just drew in that other picture, and now it cools. And it becomes water or condensation as it comes down, and you're back in the unconscious. And at this level, well, I want to say at this level, you can change the perspective. You can change the insight, you can change the information, and then it gets passed down to the unconscious that wants balance, and it's the new set point. This is the new set point now. This belief can change and come in. And then as it goes down back to our fixed reality, and it's ice again, but it comes back down into fixed because it's cooling, and now it's ice again, and you bring it back here to our experience. How was that? Did that help? Or was that more confusing? Because the superconscious will respond in alignment with what you want to create. We are these different layers of the same thing. We are all three levels, but this will respond to what you want to create. That's why it's so important when we talk about making that true choice and really focusing on that. And then we're changing, the instruction gets changed up here. So people that are meditators, that have learned to be in connection with that field, and you know, when we're in our heart space, or like when we're out in nature, when we're in that place of not problem solving and not overthinking and all of that, we're connected here. You don't have to be a really practiced meditator to go there. And I'm going to do an anchoring process today that will hopefully be an easy way for you guys to be able to feel and get there a little bit easier. So let's look at time. Oh, we're doing pretty good. It's almost 9:30 already. That's all I really needed to say about all of that.